So here we go then. And this is how they line up. Pole position, Harry Payne, second in the world, but he's quickest here at Brands. Luke Williams alongside. Then the Christie brothers, Tim Reeves, Mark Wilkes completing row 2. Row 3, the Laidlow brothers, who are leading the championship by 2.5 points. And Blackstock and Rosny, their rivals alongside them. The two Holdens, it's a family affair on row 5. Father John and son George. Andy Peach, series organiser there on row 5 with Phil Bell and Phil Hyde. Ken Edwards, Andy Peach's passenger, having his final weekend out. Ryan and Callum Crowe on a long bike, looking forward to them. Kevin Cable, Charlie Richardson, regular World Championship runners. Clark and Enser, great, with young Frankie Muldoon, Stuart Muldoon's son, alongside there. Atkinson, Fairs and Fox, that's a Triumph 765 with a ride. And this was something that happened a bit earlier, and that is Sam and Jack Laidlow. Sam and Jack Laidlow spinning out on the warm-up lap in the gravel, but that's okay. Championship leaders in the overall standings. That could have been a very, very different story. But 10 laps scheduled, and Opal Fabrications, manufacturers of reusable access systems and ramps, modular system, which means that the metal can be used time and time again, environmentally friendly. The red flag moving, the lights are in at the top. Alongside me, Jed Pillmore Brady, we are going to go for 10 sticky laps of Brands Hatch, and away we go. And from pole position, Harry Payne on the Steinhausen, but it's Luke Williams. It's Luke Williams with Kevin Kolsch, German passenger, regular with Benny Stroyer. World Championship quality passenger is in with Luke Williams, and Luke Williams has got the drop on Harry Payne, grabbed it from second fastest, and away they go. That's Tim Reeves in the yellow outfit. A cracking start, 23 go. This is going to be busy. This
is going to be absolutely flat out, and what tricky conditions. We've already seen the Laidlow brothers spin, and Tim Reeves up the inside of Harry Payne and Kevin Rousseau there, forcing them wide. That gives second and third to the Laidlow brothers and Blackstock and Rosny. That's good for their championship fight.
Blackstock and Rosny then, the number 95, red, the DHR, Express Tyres, Luke Williams, 91 with Kevin Kolsch. Laidlow, brilliant with those are the two championship fighters. You can see the 84 and the 95 side by side. Lewis Blackstock going underneath. Can he make it stick? Yeah, cheeky, bold move. And they're good in the wet. Lewis Blackstock and Paddy Rosny are strong in the wet. Just look at Tim Reeves. Tim Reeves and Mark Wilkes in the yellow and black Yamaha, number 77. 8 times a world champion, Tim Reeves, and he's going to have a full crack in the 2025 season. New sponsorship, new livery. Great to see him back on form, and here he goes. Tim Reeves underneath, Sam and Jack Laidlow. Brilliant move up to third. Blackstock and Rosny now have got Reeves for company, but they've also pushed Laidlow back one more place.
That's great. Here comes Harry Payne up the inside of George Holden, Oscar Lawrence there, trying to reclaim those positions, get back to the front where they started. Didn't really see what the contact was there, but it looks like the wheel arch on Harry Payne's machine there, the beautifully coloured pink and blue with the black base. Number 45 is a little bit dislodged, perhaps.
Well, that's Kirby. That's Paul and Tom Kirby in the gravel. The number 27 support class, very, very strong runners. But you can see, they just ran straight on at Paddock Hill Bend, managed to keep it out of the safety fencing. And here goes the overtake. This is Reeves diving up the inside. Through he goes. Just having a second look at that. How clever was he? Not a bump, not a touch, through nicely.
Absolutely superb. It's what you expect from an 8-time world champion, just precision at all times, and he just delivers time and again, just him on the circuit.
Number 34, Sam and Tom Christie in the Hannafin blue bike. Now Reeves is right there. Laidlow goes through. And through goes Harry Payne. They're the Christie boys, number 34, with George Holden and Oscar Lawrence on the number 93 Kawasaki. And that bike, they've said they've got it going better. Well, they certainly have got it going better. He said, I've solved all my problems, all my gremlins. His father John is right behind him. John Holden with Justin Sharp doing the business in the number 2 blue outfit, the one in the third one in your picture now. This is great stuff in tricky conditions. Will they be on wet tyres? It's got to be a wet race.
I'd say so, Barry. Oh, and there goes Reeves and Wilkes up the inside of Blackstock and Rosny for second place.
Fantastic move. Tim Reeves then doing Lewis Blackstock no favours whatsoever. And now Tim Reeves has in front of him, I'm going to say precocious, Luke Williams, who's come from the world. Here's that overtaking move again. Just look at that. Having a look, just dives through, goes in on the brakes. A bold move. Great
Oh, there's
stuff.
Payne and Rousseau. That's Clearway, surely.
Yeah.
Look at Kevin Rousseau lift that bike up.
Amazing stuff. But, well, Harry Payne then dropping down the order now because he's firmly in the gravel, and it's very deep gravel. They're trying to get it going again. They can't do anything about the championship. They're in fact entered here as wildcards. So whilst they are not eligible for points, they can't really, all they can do is ride for fun and experience, with a view maybe to having a serious go next year. Who knows?
I think so. We're not entirely certain of what condition there's marshals struggling to get the curbing machine out of the gravel there. We're not certain entirely what the World Championship is going to look like next year. So never say never, I think, on that one.
Well, Luke Williams and Kevin Kolsch doing a great job, the number 91 crew, but Reeves and Wilkes, fastest lap, 145.954. Wet conditions, of course, get us nowhere near anything like lap record times. These are not ideal racing conditions, but you can now see George Holden and Oscar Lawrence having a serious go at Adam, Sam and Tom Christie, the number 34 Hannafin bike. It's good to see George Holden now in this rich vein of form, because he's been a bridesmaid all season.
He has. He's been, compared to what he was able to deliver last year, he's been a bit absent. And I don't mean that with any sort of disrespect, but I think George is a little bit disappointed. And to see him back here fighting with Christie, he's a World Championship level competitor, a front runner in the Worlds. It's great to see both Holden and Lawrence back there.
I spoke to him this morning and he said that he's been struggling all season with his bike to try and get, first of all, the motor. He said the motor's been difficult, but the handling, he said, it's just not been. He said, and today and yesterday, he said, it felt like my bike. So the old bike's back, so that's good, and we're seeing it on track.
You can see it.
You can see how much water there is out there coming off the back of the enormous fat Hoosier tyre on the outfit of Luke Williams and Tim Reeves as well, and Blackstock not giving up the chase. Those are the top 3 in the race, and we are only on lap 4 of 10. Long way to go.
Williams has responded as well to that fastest lap from Reeves and Wilkes last time round, coming in just 1/10 quicker last time, but the pace is there to make this a challenge at the front, and Tim Reeves and Mark Wilkes, they're not going to have it all their own way as they've chased down that lead.
Well, I'm going to have a quick update on the timing screen as George Holden and Oscar Lawrence have a serious look at the Christie brothers now, and they are going to make a move. There's no doubt about that. It's not a question of if, it's a question of when. And here comes John Holden now. John Holden diving through, and that is really, that's Rob Biggs and Ferry Sagers that they're dicing with, the number 5 crew there. Rob Biggs and his Dutch passenger, always reliable, always well turned out, ably assisted financially by Express Tyre Service of Lockerbie. There, Rob Biggs, Ferry Sagers, but we've now got a 15-wheeler. It's all queuing up, it's all bunching up behind the Christie brothers here. George Holden, and where's Ryan Crowe? Ryan Crowe's in there as well.
7th place, fantastic for the double TT winners this year.
It is.
Also running a Triumph in that outfit, I believe, and oh no, that's it's the Rousseau machine in the gravel trap there. I saw. Sorry.
Yeah, that is not a good scenario. There you can see the Crowe boys underneath George Holden, Ryan and Callum Crowe then moving up a step here. They've gone up to 6th place. They will now make a move on the Christie boys, and they're having a look already as we come up to Druids. Ryan and Callum Crowe from the Isle of Man on the long bike. They've obviously mastered it. Of course, TT winners, very good on their home ground and on the short bike, but now they've got the hang of the long bike and they're looking good here. They're really going to have a go at the number 34 Hannafin. This is a fantastic race.
It's absolutely brilliant. I mean, look, just to have these 5 outfits this close, let alone what else is going on in the race elsewhere, it's a fierce battle. It's good to see that George Holden, Oscar Lawrence, they're not giving up that battle, even though they've lost out to the Crows on that last lap.
Well, now Ryan and Callum Crowe then, number 3, second in your picture. Behind them, George Holden, Oscar Lawrence. Then it's Rob Biggs and John Holden there at the back of this queue. But still the rest of them further down then, it's Phil Bell, Andy Peach is in there, Brian Gray is in there, Kevin Cable, Payne Russo, of course, retirement along with the Kirbys. Once you're in the gravel here at Brands Hatch, that's where you stay until the race is over. Watch the Crow brothers then. The number 3, Silver, beautifully turned out bike there on the back. And LCR, Lewis Christian Chassis, of course. Now they're having a look. Up the inside they go. Not quite. Sam Christie saw that coming. Kept the door closed. He's gone a little bit wide. George Holden still very much in touch here. And it's got a bit brighter. The sun's come out. There's a little bit of a dry line showing. What a fantastic race.
It's remarkable. And this is just brilliant. I'm loving every second of this. These guys are pushing so hard, and you have to be so precise in these conditions not to over twist the throttle, spin the rear end up, lose their drive. And Rob picks up the inside of George Holden, Oscar Lawrence, and it's mostly a clean move. A little bit of a rub there, perhaps.
Well,
it carries on.
Inevitably,
wow.
One wheel on the grass, and I could see the tread on those big wet tyres. So everybody went out. Certainly seems to be everybody out on wet tyres, but the sun is coming out and it will dry rapidly. Get the heat into the tyres. This is where the battle is. Rob Biggs then, now ahead of George Holden. George Holden won't give up. The Christie boys still hurtling along at the front with Crowe. Then it's Biggs. Then it's George Holden again, having another go. Wants to repay the compliment and goes up the inside of Biggs as they come down into the right-hander, throwing it in. Fantastic racing between these two outfits.
You can see, I mean, look at this. What a run from Rob. Excellent. Just enough of a gap there on the entry point towards the apex of Druids. And there's the aftermath, a little bit of a rub. Ferry Sager's staying in an awful position to be for a passenger. You know you need to move, but there's somebody else on your wheel arch, and you've just got to get out there at some point to make that left-hander.
Well, it's very much game on here. George Holden and Oscar Lawrence ahead of Rob Biggs and Ferry Sagers, and these guys will be revelling. I said earlier I wouldn't want to be on a superbike in these conditions, but a sidecar outfit, you can spin it, you can crash it, but you can't as such fall off it. Well, I suppose you can.
You can indeed. I'll tell you that from personal experience,
okay,
Barry.
here we go then. Here goes Crowe. Brilliant. Up the inside then. Crowe then in front of Christie. Moving ahead. And ahead of him is Blackstock and Rosny. Tim Reeves and Wilkes. And Williams and Colch. That's the top 3. But Lewis Blackstock doing what he needs to do here. Ahead of Sam and Jack Laidlow, came in here trailing by 2.5 points the gap. Laidlow led Blackstock and Rosny by 2.5 points. At this moment in time, Blackstock has got half a point lead. William, what brilliant stuff. And out front, it is still Williams by 1.2 seconds from Tim Reeves and Mark Wilkes.
You can sense how close all these guys are feeling, especially in this five outfit battle we've got here. Everyone is looking over their shoulder at every possibility. You just know, one small slip, one slight mistake, you're absolutely getting mugged by the guys behind you. This is remarkable.
Well, now Ryan and Callum Crowe are easing away, looking at the Laidlow boys. And they will have the Crowe brothers. The Laidlow brothers are just ahead of the number 3. The number 3 has really turned the wick up. Christie now has still got George Holden and Rob Biggs for company, and his father, John. And those 4 outfits then are going to be scrapping all the way through. We're on lap 8
Holden
of
round
10.
the outside. Sorry, Barry, Holden round the outside. Yes, what a move.
Well, and he kept it tight as well, which he needed to do. And here comes Biggs. Biggs now having a look at Christie. Great racing all the way through here. Christie then down into Paddock Hill Bend, fending off a rearguard action now from Rob Biggs. Rob Biggs having a look, but George Holden has got it past and is away now into 5th place.
Biggs again. Oh, you can see late on the brakes, the front end really moving there in the braking zone, the final part of that braking zone.
6th place, I beg your pardon, for Holden. Here we go then. Christie's now coming under pressure again. It's all happening. Rob Biggs having another look here.
Excellent drive.
Oh, fantastic
Excellent
stuff.
drive from Biggs.
It is an absolutely brilliant ride. Rob Biggs really got his elbows out here, that's for sure. John Holden at the back. John Holden with Justin Sharp. Looking good, those two. And Andy Peach, Ken Edwards holding 10th place. But a fair way down the order behind these, about 4 seconds behind John Holden. What a race this is. The difference now between Williams at the head and Tim Reeves, 0.78. Well, 1.1 my timing screen's saying that was the last time over the line, but they pulled it back a little bit. Race leaders now, that is not 1.1 second. That's about half a second, if that. Number 77, Tim Reeves and Mark Wilkes.
These guys are absolutely pushing it now, and as I say, that up comes the fastest lap, as I was just about to mention. Both of these leading outfits pushing around in 1:44. Just to give you an idea, they're 1 second faster than Blackstock and Rosley, 2 seconds quicker than everyone else. It's a fierce pace these two are setting at the front.
Well, the NA Timber and AQ Logistics Yamaha of Luke Williams has done enough from the first bend. Can they now? We're on the penultimate lap. Hold it all together. This is a young man who came up through the world of karting into open wheel single-seater racing, so he knows all about corner speed. Three-wheeler, not so different from a four-wheeler, apart from the obvious statement, but corner speed so essential on a sidecar outfit. And this international circuit, the Grand Prix circuit here at Brands Hatch, really lends itself, Jed, to sidecar racing, right?
It does. It's a beautiful circuit. It's by far and away my favourite circuit in the UK. It's fast, it's flowing. The Grand Prix circuit itself, out the back, it's got this, it's almost European-esque feel of racing through the woods. It's very old school and a beautiful place to compete at.
Well, are we going to see final lap heroics from Tim Reeves, from the 8 times world champion, there in the yellow and black? Are we going to see something special here? Because you can bet your bottom dollar he is going to try. He's close enough now as we come into the final lap to make a lunge somewhere. I won't say lunge, a passing move. I would say. But it might have to be a lunge.
It may have to be.
It might just have to be.
Just look at what they're doing, Barry. We can see it here on our timing screen. They're swapping fastest sectors over that. Sector 1 going to Williams and Kevin Kolsch, and Sector 2 and 3 going to Reeves and Wilkes. They are absolutely at the limit for these conditions.
Right, let's stay with this, because this is where the action's going to be. 2.2 miles of the Brands Hatch circuit to do now, and they're probably just about into about a final mile and a half, and we have back
traffic as well
ahead of them. This is going to be interesting. It's all a question of whether Luke Williams can negotiate the Charlie Moss and Josh Hope outfit, which is the number 38 I think they're about to encounter. Yes, they are. Luke Williams is on the back of it, so they've now got to make a move, and Tim Reeves will be watching this. He's through as well, down about 130 miles an hour as they drop into the right-hander of Hawthorne, then along the short sprint to Westfield, and there is more traffic. It's the Pearson Restall F2 bike ahead of them, the blue one, the number 76. And then we've got Stafford and the 80 Hope outfit ahead of them. There's the 76 bike. Oh. Now this is going to be fantastic stuff. Through goes Luke Williams. Through goes Reeves. Reeves is up the inside. That's a carbon copy of the move he made.
Supreme.
To move his head. Look over the shoulder. The customary Tim Reeves glance over the shoulder. What a fantastic move that was. This is going to be an absolutely joyous occasion for Tim Reeves, who does take points. Luke Williams can't. Tim knows he's got it. What a masterful display, and you can see how much that means to the 8 times champion.
That was remarkable driving. The coolness to do that essentially, last lap, last corner, last opportunity.
Quality. Blackstock and Rosley then finish ahead of Sam and Jack Laidlow. And in third place, they will collect 20 points. Laidlow, well, it's going to be half a point in it. Half a point in it with another race to come tomorrow. What a fantastic performance. Blackstock and Rosley, one more place up and they'd have been at the head of the overall standings. But that pair are absolutely thrilled, and rightly so. Rightly so. Brilliant class act.
Amazing. Lost for words. Absolutely lost for words. Home circuit, of course, for both of these guys.
I think it's fair to say he'll have done more laps around here than anyone.
I would suggest so. I spoke to Luke Williams earlier. He said to me he thinks he's done something like 5,000 laps of Brands Hatch. But I think Tim may have done 5,001 after that, because that was just beautiful. And excellent work by both of those crews to keep it nice and clean and precise throughout.
Here we go then. This was it. Here they come. Past the tail ender, past the Restore bike, and up the inside. Carbon copy of the move he made earlier to go into third place. And look over the shoulder. That is so Tim Reeves-esque. What a finish and what a Sidecar result. 10 laps of sheer joy for them as well. They'll have loved it. Wow. The crowd here love their Sidecar racing at Brands Hatch. There's a long tradition of Sidecar racing over many decades, and it's always a popular addition to the programme. And with a full grid, I knew this weekend was going to be a humdinger, and it did not disappoint. The first part of it anyway. Confirmation of the result then. Tim Reeves and Mark Wilkes. What a display, and what a masterful race that was. Victory by 1/10, 11 hundredths of a second over Luke Williams, Kevin Kolsch. Blackstock and Rosley did everything they could do. They kept it ahead of Crow and they kept it ahead of Laidlow. And now Blackstock and Rosley, because of Crow's, they are the thorn in the side, and Blackstock and Rosley now lead the standings. Big Sagers, what a battle, what a fight they had with George Holden. Andy Peach, Ken Edwards, well done boys, up to 8th ahead of the Christies. That is uncharacteristic for the Christies to go backwards. They might have had a problem, I'm only surmising. John Holden, Phil Bell and Brian Gray and Frankie Muldoon rounding out the top 12. Well done boys, fantastic. Woo! That was good, loved it.
It was excellent, absolutely brilliant.
Kevin Cable, Craig Clark, Pete Enser, Pottinger Dogs, Spares Fox. That's a Triumph ride chassis, a 765 Moto2 engine, and those boys are in their first season. That is not too shabby.